For more details, let's bring in NEC Director Kevin Hassett. A good day in the White House, I imagine,
David.
Kevin. You got strong growth, lower inflation. Looks like a perfect scenario.
Yeah, and one of the things that I would like to add is that Larry Kudlow and I, on the show for the last 2 months, have been telling you you're going to get a 4% number.
You did indeed.
And so it's really interesting to see the headlines from the fake news. Everywhere you look, it's like, oh, it's a completely surprising north of 4% number. But the point is that President Trump's policies are working, and they're very visibly working now because we've seen the data. And you know, President Trump, when we were talking about the numbers, he said something like, "Well, why don't we get 20%?" Did you see that he truthed to that today?
I did. That's a little ambitious.
I don't know about 20%, but the point is that we're in a very unprecedented time. The macro thing is that it's just like when we invented the computer, and then or was it Al Gore that did that? He was the internet, and then all of a sudden in the 90s we had incredible growth year after year after year with no inflation. And so,
well, I think we could. By the way, I think we could put it. I think we have those numbers. Do you have the numbers, producers? Can you put that up? Because the Reagan tax cuts, for a lot of reasons, mostly political, didn't kick in until January 1, 1983. The next 6 years, you were growing. The first year, you grew at about 4.5%. The second year, the United States grew at over 7%. And I think the average of 6 years was about 4.5%. Do you think that's going to be that case for the rest of the Trump administration? There are the numbers.
Yeah, that's right. You know, so what happened with the Reagan numbers is an example, but there was a second example. So Reagan did it with tax policy, and then it happened in the late 90s, really because computers made everybody more productive. The thing about what President Trump intuits, which is true, is that we've got both of those. So we've got artificial intelligence increasing productivity, and we've got amazing tax policy as well. And so there's a chance that we get to numbers north of even what you've seen without inflation. And that's the other thing that the president mentioned in his truth today, which I really want to reemphasize because he understands this, is that if you see growth because the government is sending checks to everybody and the Fed is printing money, then that's going to cause inflation. The Fed's going to have to raise rates. But if you feel growth because of supply side effects, then you can get the growth without the inflation. And that's something that we're seeing right now. As you know, CPI came in with a core of 1.6% just last week. And so we're getting growth without inflation, which is really proving both Reagan and Trump correct.
Well, and the classic inflation definition is too much money chasing too few goods. If you have more goods and services, which is what all these incentives create, then that